Samsung are already working on their next flagship, the S11, with some huge changes planned for that device, not least in the camera department. At the moment, Samsung are using fairly old sensors in their phones. Of course, it's results that matter and not hardware. The iPhone 11 Pro Max proves that with only 4 GB of RAM, but that's a different story. Samsung optimized the software to get the best out of their camera hardware. For example, adding features like bokeh for video, but there's a limit to how much you can do fundamentally with software to improve the hardware on board. A post yesterday in China from prolific leaker Ice Universe said, Samsung will not be holding anything back when it comes to the camera department on the S11. So what can Samsung do to up their game? Deep Fusion is actually Apple's name for machine learning and software features that enhance the camera hardware. The Pixel 4 uses a version of this already, and Apple use it to take multiple exposures even before you've pressed the shutter button to instantly take up to 9 images and then stitch them together and use the processor to create an image with less noise and more clarity. Samsung said they will be introducing something similar to Apple's Deep Fusion and the Pixel 4 version in their upcoming flagship. The S11 could come with a periscope zoom camera like we see on the P30 Pro. Samsung have already acquired the company that made the periscope zoom camera for the Oppo Reno 10x. But in any case, the tech developed by Core Photonics allows for much clearer images when using zoom. Developing a zoom camera would certainly improve the functions of the S11. It really is an awesome feature, and with Samsung flagships just having 2x optical zoom right now, they do need to up their game in the zoom department. And it has been rumored that that's exactly what they're gonna do. New, bigger camera sensors. Samsung have themselves developed a host of new camera sensors this year with the ISOCELL division, not least a 64 megapixel sensor and a brand new 108 megapixel sensor. Although these were developed for Realme, Redmi and Xiaomi, which are typically budget options and so may not be suitable for flagship grade smartphones. However, we've seen Huawei put absolutely enormous sensors under their camera units, and even though pixels doesn't relate to better images, usually a bigger sensor does relate to better looking images compared to a smaller sensor. In low light situations and when you want some depth in the photo, a bigger sensor is going to help image quality. There have also been side-to-side comparisons of Samsung's own 64 megapixel sensor in the Redmi smartphone versus their flagship 12 megapixel sensor. And when you do crop into the image, the 64 megapixel sensor shoots a clearer image. Something never seen before. Well, this one is still a mystery to me, but we can trust the source. Pretty much the most prolific Samsung leaker out there. We just have to wait for some more information on exactly what Samsung are planning in the way of improvements. But Samsung have some stiff competition in the camera game, and it looks like they are going to up their game to compete. Stay tuned for more Samsung information. That's it for now, but I'll see you in the next one.